Good morning, internet. So it's Thursday, it is the 22nd of June, and it is 10 o'clock, smack on. Look at that. I hope you're all well. Right, this morning we're not going too far, a little bit further than the normal just stick to me ride, so I'm not going to take you all the way on the camera because it's, well, you know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch us back on. Well, I'm going to switch the camera back on. Hopefully I'm already switched on when we're a little bit closer. And yeah, weather-wise, well, there's a few clouds and it's a bit windy. I did actually, first of all, in the house, put on the AirTex jacket, walked outside and thought, nah, that's a mistake. So, hence the fact we are changed. You can always rely on the fantastic Finisterre Breton weather to be as unpredictable as anything else. Anyway, enough moaning. So, we're going to get going now. I will see you nearer the destination. Catch you later. Okay, so where are we? It is nearly 20 to 11. So yeah, we've got to where I more or less wanted to go. This is the region which is called the well, it's the Pointe de Raz, if we say it in English, but they pronounce it the Pont de Raz. Sounds like some western thing, doesn't it? Hey, what's that? What was that? Oh, the High Chaparral, was it? Hey, back in the 60s, was it the 60s? I'm sure it was. Yeah, the High Chaparral. I don't know, mate. I could have totally the wrong program, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this is a big tourist point. There's nothing particularly there, you know. There's just well, there's a couple of three restaurants and a like souvenir shops and whatever, and like I've always got, you know, there's a nice walk that you can do right down, like, you know, following the cliffs and down, and but for some unknown reason the local authority round here, the Marie, or I don't know, whoever he is, whatever they are, have now decided that you pay to park. And so like it's look at that for a view, look at that, beautiful, eh? So anyway, it's €8 to park now. We've got to be careful, else I'm going to get stuck in here parking. So, and that's even for a motorbike, you know, which seems a bit silly, but this is it. Look, yeah, this is it. But we're not going to go all the way up here, because if we do, like I say, we have to park, which is a shame, because, you know, they don't. It's an automatic pay thing, and when they first introduced this used to be manned, but now it's not. And the only trouble is with the automatic barriers, it doesn't decipher the difference between a bike and a car. So even if you just want to pop in there, you know, for a minute or two, you end up paying, you know, just to sort of, you know, well, I don't know, I'm waffling, I am. So, but anyway, what I'm going to do is we are actually going to go somewhere totally different when we just get this turn round. And I mean, that's the sort of view, you know. I mean, it is nice, but yeah, the Pointe de Raz. But where we're actually going is slightly different, and it's only just back up the road. So yeah, I mean, the ocean, I love the ocean. I mean, I'm lucky enough to be surrounded by the ocean, so yeah, it's great. But it can be a cruel place as well, can't it? I'm sure that we're all aware of the terrible thing with that submersible, you know, going down to the Titanic. I mean, it just doesn't bear thinking of, does it? Personally, you wouldn't have got me in there anyway, but that's me. You know, claustrophobic at the best of times, I don't know. I just, but that's beside the point, isn't it? That's absolutely nothing to do with it. Those poor people down there, you know, I don't know. Am I being? I suppose I'm being morbid, but hey ho. To be in their position must be. You just can't imagine how being in that position would make somebody feel. Petrified, I think, would be the word. You know, and that poor man who's got his son with him. You know, I don't know. I just. But on the other side of the coin, of course, you've got their families who. For them it must be awful, doesn't it? Being helpless, you know, wanting to help somebody but not being able to do so is terrible. It really is. And you know, I sort of I can understand that, not to the extent of what these people are going through, but yeah. But let's hope that there is a glimmer of hope, and that these people do actually get saved and they come out of this. Yeah. Anyway, well, let's close that subject because, right, okay. So this is where I was going to come to. I mean, this to me was just a ride out, which, again, you know, was much needed. And the weather, look at the weather, it's improving. Some nice twisties here. 24 degrees according to the trusty Himalayan. Look at that, eh? Can you see that? There's a bit of a lake down there, see? Nothing behind me. No, a bit of a lake there. And the ocean in front of us. Look at that. What a view as you come down here, eh? I mean, that is absolutely gorgeous, eh? Wouldn't you agree? So I have to keep checking the mirror because that's the lake there. I'm just going to stand up at the seat there, yeah. And look at that. Again, you know, we're not seasoned yet. This again would be absolutely jam-packed in a few weeks' time. But right now, it ain't, and we can we can enjoy the look at that hotel there. See, I mean, yeah, look at this. Oh, do you know what? I love this sort of thing. That house up there, well, 2 houses there. Look, I could live there. I could. That'd suit me. Okay, this is another surfing beach here. You know. Lots of people come here and surf to their heart's content, and why not? And there's a lot of walkers here too, and why not indeed. Right, I think just up here, so there's another hotel up there. Very popular places. Oh, gorgeous smell of lunch being prepared, eh? Absolutely gorgeous. I love the smell of well cooked food. Yeah. Making me feel hungry, this is. Okay, so we're just gonna go around here a minute, and you know what? We're just pulling here for a minute, shall we? That lake's across there. Okay. Right, well there you go, eh? Just stop here. I know probably people are thinking, well, why don't you stop by the sea? But I just thought we'd stop here for a little bit and take in this gorgeous calm, eh? Now, another thing that I did was, in fact, I'm not too sure, this might be a no-fly zone, which I'm going to check. I'm going to get off the bike and I'm going to check in a minute. I upgrade because, obviously, you know, anyone that follows me and all that, my love of drones, which, you know, I do go out quite a lot and I fly the drones, and I don't always put them on because, you know, people sort of, I think it's a sort of, you either like it or you don't, you know, and somebody to watch a whole video of a drone up in the air and what it sees sometimes, and I get that, it can be a bit boring. But I'm actually gonna, because this is a lovely area and there is a lake just over there, there's a lake. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to put the drone up here. Well, I need to check first of all, because there's a monitoring station not far from here, down that way, which is to do with the French government, and they get rather upset, and rightly so, you know, if you fly in areas that you shouldn't fly in. So I'm going to get my phone out in a minute. I'm going to check where we are, and if we're in a good place, then I'll put the drone up and we'll have a little fly over there. And if we're not in a good place, then we'll just continue a little ride until we get back home. Right, let's see what's what. I'll catch you in a minute. Right, okay, so little flight with the drone. Now that's a new drone, that is. That's a Mini 2 SE. I got another well, I got 3 drones now. I've got the big drone, which is the Mavic Air, the Mavic Air 2, and I've got the Mini SE. But I upgraded now to the Mini 2 SE, and that's the one that I carry on the bike. And yeah, boys and their toys, eh? Boys and their toys. Right, now look at this. The temperature's come up, the sunshine is well, it's nice, eh? It's nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a little ride back home now. What's the time? It's 11:15. So we're just in time for lunch. Oh dear. Just trying to think, which way shall we go? We'll go this way, shall we? We will indeed. We'll go this way. I'll put the visor down due to the fact of bugs everywhere. Summertime is great, but man, it brings the bugs out. But most of all, it brings those blasted hornets, which I gotta think about hornets. So yeah, what can I say? Down in the dumps, eh? Down in the dumps. I'm slowly getting back. You know, it's I know I keep touching on this, but you have to get yourself back together, don't you, no matter what life throws at you. And yeah, it's alright. Something was sticking in my ear. I thought, what's that? Have I been bugged? But no. Well, I hope not. Anyway, if it has, it's gone. But something's stuck in me and hurt. But still, that's through the coat. Right. Look at this coming up here. This sort of, what obviously was a windmill at some stage in its life. But it's been... I don't think that's going to turn too much now, do you, eh? And there's another one there, look. I'm not too sure, to be honest with you, and I don't know much about these, if they are actually originals, or it's been something that's been, you know, put up there just for, I don't know, for whatever reason. I'm not sure. Maybe find that out one of the times. And hey, we've never actually been with, say we, us, as in a channel, as in a YouTube channel. We've never actually been round here. So this is, to you, is new. To me, it's not. But of course, you know, France can be, you can be anywhere in France and a lot of it looks the same, you know. We're rural France, you know, and that's it really. Anyway, okay, getting back to me again. Yeah, so slowly getting out of my oh my god, I'm down in the dumps and it was for the right reasons. If you could say the right reasons, but still, you have to get over this, and I am slowly but surely. And so this is going to be the last video. Don't panic, folks, don't panic, it's not going to be the last one. No, this is going to be the last video for about a week, maybe a week and a half. And the reason being is I am actually going away Saturday. A friend of mine, we grew up together, we've known each other from the age of 4 years old, and we are at the very young age of 66 now, and there's only a week between our birthdays, and we've been friends all our lives. And I'm lucky because the friends that I have got are friends from years and years back that we've always stayed together. And to me, that's true friendship, you know, and true friendship's pretty hard to find in this day and age. So I'm blessed with that. That's one thing I really am. So anyway, But my friend, as two of them, live in the UK, but this one, Rob, his name is, every year we do a week away, and he likes to come across here, and we pick somewhere in France and we do a week away. And but we haven't done it for the last 3 years. Obviously COVID put a grinding halt on travelling and everything else, so this is the first year that we sort of will resume a yearly meet-up, and we go away for a week, which we're doing, and it'll be great to see him again. I mean, yeah, we do video calls, you know, and in this day and age, you know, video calls are great. I mean, they really are, you know. Who would have thought, like I've said this before, when I was a kid at school, things like talking to someone in a little screen and actually see what they were doing, this was like watching, I don't know, what was Fireball XL5, Thunderbirds, you know, all that sort of stuff. It was in your imagination, but hey ho, it actually works now. But it's not the same as seeing your mate in the flesh, is it? And us two, believe you me, we can talk. You think I can talk? When we get together, boy, can we talk. Anyway, so yeah, so Saturday I'm picking him up at Rennes Airport, and we're going to head up round sort of the war memorials, because we do this time and time again. It's a place that's very fun to both of us, you know, so that's where we're going to go. I am actually going up there again later on in the year on the bike, where I'm hoping to see a couple of my subscribers that subscribe to me. That will be really nice, but next week it's just a different thing altogether. Anyway, okay, so I'm looking really forward to that, because I think it's what I need right now. So yeah, so hopefully the weather will be absolutely great, and you never know, I might put I may put a couple of videos on with the drone and that sort of stuff, I don't know, or I might just have a complete break from everything. We shall see what we shall see. So what else is going on in the world, eh? at least it's not all the doom and gloom from the last video. Yeah, like I said, we've already touched on that submersible, which is an absolutely terrible thing. Watched the news this morning, and from basically what I could gather on Sky News was that, you know, that the poor people are running out of time, that they reckon they've got till round about noon today, so, you know, a couple of hours, hour and a half maybe, and that's damn tragic, that is. That's an awful thought. Still, so summer fast approaching, eh? The heat, I mean, come on. We're lucky here. I mean, Finisterre, as I've said several times, normally if there's bad weather around, rain, thunderstorms, wind, we get it, always, we get it. But this year, I've got to be honest, the weather system seems to be being extremely kind to us, and certainly we've missed out. We haven't had the thunderstorms. We've had a bit of rain, but you know what, even the rain, it's only done it of a night time, so you know, that suits me fine. You know, let's keep the reservoirs up, let's keep everything watered, because hey ho, the last thing we need is the farmers whinging, oh, there's no rain, as if the cost of living crisis isn't high enough, and they'll be sulking soon and it'll get even more expensive. But yeah, so it's a pretty good balance really, you know. You've got the rain of a night, you got the nice lovely days. From what I can gather, next week, which is good for me of course, I've checked the weather up in Normandy, it's supposed to be looking really good, so hopefully it will be really good and I can come back and after a week of totally chilling out with an old mate, hopefully relaxed and in totally different frames of mind. That's what I'd like to. The last time that I went out on it, which was, I don't know, I can't remember now, probably last weekend I think it was. Anyway, so I got it back and I gave it a good wash, and got it out this morning, started it up when I got it out of the garage, and the engine management light stayed on, which is never an encouraging thing, but you know, years of dealing with mechanical things, cars, bikes, sometimes engine management lights, although they're there for an extremely good reason, they can also kick out loads of false codes, you know. And but of course I haven't got a code reader for this bike, which I have got a code reader, but it doesn't fit this bike, so I am actually going to get one. They're not expensive for this, so I am going to get one. But anyway, I thought it was okay, you know, and I've seen flicking through YouTube channels that people have actually had this problem before, so you know, I went onto YouTube quickly this morning and I sort of looked. Now mine's a 2022 model, so the sort of information that I found there was like 21 models, 20 models, 19 models, and basically what it said was that there is a terminal just behind the battery that if you earth that down and then you throttle fully wide open, blah blah blah, and it clears. And I thought to myself, okay, and then a lot of people were saying, oh yeah, you know, but if you start it 3 consecutive times it'll clear the fault, and then people say no, that doesn't happen. A lot of confliction, you know, and I get it. Everybody puts things on YouTube to try and help everybody else. No one's trying to be clever, they're just trying to put helpful information. But sometimes you look at it and think, okay, you know, so which one's which? And now I'd started the bike up, so there's one, and I got it out the garage. I saw the engine management light was on. I took it a little spin down the road. While I was out on it, I turned it off and then I started it back up. That's 2 times. So then I rode the boat. I rode the boat? Seriously? I rode the bike back to the house, got off, went in, and this is when I was looking at YouTube. So I went in, had a coffee, looked at the YouTube vids, came back out and started it up again. Now that was 3 times, yeah? And the engine management light had gone off. So all I'm going to say on this subject, and this is from my point of view, I'm not saying it's right and I'm not saying it's wrong. This is what happened to me. So not intentionally, but my bike was started 3 times and it cleared the light. There you go, you can see no light. So like I said, mine's a Euro 5 2022 model, and started it 3 times, cleared the fault. Now I would imagine that the fault was brought on by a damp connection somewhere. Now okay, I changed all the relays, as we know in a previous video, but that should not have caused that. Maybe damp on the fuel pump. I don't know, but from previous or looking at other videos, I have seen, you know, that some people are sort of picking up on the dampness to that fuel pump relay can actually cause problems. So yeah, you know, maybe that is a problem. Maybe that was what was doing it with mine. It could have been damp, and that could have been what was causing it. But anyway, now, so but what I'm saying is more to the point, is that normally once you've got an engine management light come on, then it stores a code, and normally until that code is clear, your engine management light stays on. That's my dealings for years of cars and bikes. Himalayan themselves, Royal Enfield I should say, themselves are saying that you can only be cleared with their tool. It's our right away, boys. Anyway, after experiencing sheer arrogance on the road, so yeah, that Royal Enfield was saying that it can only be cleared with their code clearer, and you need to take it into one of their workshops. To be honest with you, I don't know what went on with mine this morning, but whichever way, obviously the codes are clear. I would think, because the engine management light is not on. You can see that, you know, there's no tape hiding it, I'm not lying. So, you know, yeah, I don't know. I do love these bikes, there's no two ways about it. For me, at my time of life and for what I do, I think these bikes are great. Even speed wise, you know, I'm no lightweight, and you know, look at this, we're going uphill, we're hitting 100 kilometers an hour, we're doing 4,500 revs. There's still left on this bike, look at this. So for me, it ain't a problem. I'm glad I bought this bike. I have no regrets at all, I really don't. I'm not too sure about the backup from Royal Enfield. I think that could possibly leave a lot to be desired. Not as in Royal Enfield themselves, because I think they do a pretty damn good job. I haven't got much faith in the dealership, or certainly the one that I used, and from what I can gather, from what I've heard, I think they're all basically the same. I don't know, maybe it's me being judgmental. I've decided to opt out. I'm not going to take mine back for the servicing. People ripped me off once and I don't go back again, and I feel that I got ripped off, and so yeah, that's it. Anyway, right, but I just wanted to say about these codes, you know, because yeah, I tell you what, I think we might go down here this time, shall we? Different way. Now this never used to be here. Look at this, they've sort of made a little bit of a corner piece here. Change the road slightly, and why not? It makes difference. Now this is going to take us down to Ponquois. I'm sure you're all saying, oh, I know Ponquois, we've been there before, and certainly you are right, we have, but not this way. This is a different way. Hey ho. Okay, still quite a few clouds in the sky, but you know, very, very comfortable riding today. I mean, you know, I'm glad I didn't put the Airtex jacket on, because I think I would have been cold. Oh, here we go. We have plenty of grit on the road, eh? We're out doing the repairs. Is this the... eh? This could be them. Yep, this is them. So I'll slow it down a bit, eh? That's it. You get plenty of that, mate, and shove it down here so we can all go sliding, eh? Seriously. Never mind. I don't know in the parts of the world that anyone's listening to me on, but do they do the same by you? These patch repairs? They just come and put a bit of wet tar in, and then they put that much stone on that, you know, it's flying around for the next 6 months, and so are you if you're not careful. This is all new, this bit of fencing stuff here. Look, not too sure what for, but obviously for something. Yeah, this they did it all round by me a few months ago, this patch repairing of the roads. And you know, considering that France, there's a lot of scooters in France, there's a lot of young kids in France because, you know, on scooters, because obviously, you know, rural France, they want to get around, they want to see the mates, or, you know, they want to, they just want to go out. So they use the roads a lot. So this putting all this gravel down all the time really seems a bit of a silly repair job, but I suppose it's cheap and cheerful, and I don't suppose that the two-wheeled society is completely high on their list of priorities, to be honest. And I suppose at the same time, one would say, or could say, and probably does say, that we shouldn't really be moaning that much, because at the end of the day we don't pay road tax, you know. So I suppose we should be grateful for sort of what we get. But it's still a pain in the bum. And it would be an even bigger pain in the bum if you come off and slid on your bum, eh? Oh, dearie me. Not the best place to have gravel rash. Not that I particularly want gravel rash anywhere. Look at this. Take the flowers up, and why not? I'm sure they're going to look beautiful in your vase. They're only going to die there, so you may as well take them. Mr. Camper in the middle of the road, eh? Fair enough. Oh dear. So this is Ponquois, and yes, we've been here before, like I said, but we have come in a bit of a different way this time. Okay, so I definitely feel the coffee cup calling. I mean, I could stop and have a little bit of coffee, but I'm not going to. Come on, my pleasure. Isn't it strange, eh? You know, I mean, there's me saying, come on, as if she can hear me. She can't hear me, eh? We do some stupid things. Well, I do anyway. Come on, dear, come on. And she's looking at me thinking, is he going to stop? Is he? Or what? But I am, because I'm that sort of person. A little bit of courtesy on the road goes an awful long way. Oh, I've never noticed them traffic lights there before. It's a good job I looked up, because if they'd have been on red, I'd have been in some trouble. I swear to God, they're new. There's my doctors there, if anybody's interested. I don't suppose you are for 1 minute. That yellow building there, look. Hey? Okay. So I'm sure that this is the run that you're all familiar with. Tide's out. This is the way that we always sort of come back or go out, or well, not always, do we? You know, there are different ways. So anyway, getting back to me again, we're doing a lot of me today, we are, and I do apologise if, you know, I don't mean to make it all about me, because that's not what I do this thing for. But yeah, I really wanted to go away on the bike camping, and it should have been this week, but turns of events and mind and attitude just wasn't right, and so I haven't gone. Because if I had, I wouldn't be talking to you right now, riding back by my house. But yeah, and like I say, next week I'm away with a friend, and so that one's out of the question. But when I get back, because what I want to do, and once again, this sounds really bad, I know it sounds bad, but I don't particularly want to go away camping on the bike in the season when, you know, all the kids are on it. I like to do it before and after, you know, because obviously family time with the kids, and not just that, this sounds really bad, but being on a campsite with other kids running around you that you don't know, he's like, oh my god, come on, give me some backup here. I'm sure that there must be loads of people my age, you know, that you've got your grandkids, you know, as I have. I've got grandkids as well, but you give your grandkids back, don't you? You know what I mean? But yeah, but bad bit of, yeah, nothing coming. So, you know, anyway, I'd like to get one trip in, even if it's really close. You know, this isn't about a huge adventure, you know, because I am going back up to Normandy to St Mary Gliss in September, and that will be on the bike. And so yeah, so, you know, I don't mind maybe a shorter trip. I don't mind, I'll be grateful of anything. I just want to get out there camping. I love camping, you know, and yeah, anyway, we shall see what we shall see, I do suppose. Oh. Or I could just fall off the bike. Oh, and I've got the normal boots back on today, so that's why the gears, I'm not missing them. Strange, isn't it, how, you know, a pair of boots makes all the difference. It, you know, it really does, eh? Well, you can feel the temperature coming up now. What are we on now? Hang on. 25 on the Himalayan, so 23 maybe, 22, 23. They reckon this afternoon we're going to hit 30, 28, 30. That suits me just fine, because I've got a couple of things I want to do on the car. Well, not just cleaning it and that sort of stuff, getting it ready for Saturday. It's strange really, because Saturday my mate lands at 4 o'clock at Rennes, and so I'm going to leave here. It's about a 2 3/4 hour journey for me, so I'm going to leave here about, I don't know, probably about 1 o'clock, because I don't rush, and I like to stop and have a drink and, you know, stretch the legs. So yeah, and then he gets in at 4, so then we'll probably have a coffee, and then we'll go up to we're staying by Omaha Beach, on a site by Omaha Beach, and yeah, I mean, but it's ever so weird, because I've never really been into travelling in cars. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, okay, you know, they've obviously got their advantages, you know. But I find journeys in the car, especially when you're on your own, you know, which the first leg of Saturday, you know, the first 3 hours that, you know, I will be, so, you know, I mean, the second half, it's not too bad. I got my mate with me, and like I said, we ain't seen each other for 3 years, so trust me, we got a lot of talking. Yeah. But yeah, you know, travelling in the car is pretty boring, really, and it's all main road stuff. And I thought to myself, do you know what? I could actually put the GoPro, you know, stick it on the dash and do one of these, but I think you have to have, you know, going Saturday traffic, knowing me, I'll probably end up, I don't know, driving like, oh, there's a nice, I know the GoPro wouldn't have picked that up, but obviously there's been a, I don't know, a worker or someone down there, you know, and a load of stones that fell out all over the road, quite big stones as well. I mean, not gravel size. I managed to miss them anyway. Oh, I've just realised I've just done under 1,500. Hey? Yeah, 1,510 kilometres. It's done. I got to be honest. I mean, a lot of people say these bikes need 2,000 until they get really freed up. I mean, this is running, like I said just before, this bike runs, I think this bike runs really nice. I mean, I'm not saying, look at me being the goody-goody. Yes, sir, I did everything right to run it in. But no, I did, you know. I kept the revs down for all that time. In fact, to be fair, I don't work this bike hard at any time, you know. I'm not a speed merchant, you know. I've had my days of BMWs and, you know, the big Suzukis and Hondas, where touring was as fast as you could go from get to A to B. That doesn't interest me at all, not one single bit. So this bike doesn't get pushed, you know, anywhere near, you know, I mean, like now, you know, I'm only doing 3,000 revs. I'm in top gear, you know, 3,000, just over 3,000. So it takes it easy, and you know, I will always service this and it'll be looked after. I mean, hopefully, you know, I was going to say touch wood, but Jesus, if there was some wood near me, I would be in trouble. Hopefully you give this bike the loving attention that I think every mechanical thing needs. It will pay me back and be as loyal to me as I am to it. We shall see. I know that so I'm just looking at this car there because, as I'm sure you all know, this is my daughter's house there, that one, but I don't think that's anything to do. No. Yeah, so I mean, I've got the Transalp in the garage, as you all know, which is a 650, and so and I ride occasionally, not very often, but occasionally I ride with a club, and of course, you know, there's all different size bikes, you know. In fact, there's a couple of Royal Enfields, although they are the bigger ones, the 650s. But at the end of the day, if I want to do something that does require me keeping up a bit more, I'd just use the Transalp. Although this is capable, this is the thing in it, this, you know, we can only do 80 kilometers an hour on our roads here, on these roads, you know. If you go onto the you know, the dual carriageways, it's either 90 or for the most 110. And you see some, yeah, okay. Anyway, so basically this will do what I want it to do quite easy, you know. But like I say, I've got the Transalp should I want to take that out. Anyway, I'm sure you know that we're back. We are indeed. Right, well, it's been a little different ride. It's got me out again. It's done me good. As usual, I've been waffling on. I hope you've enjoyed the scenery and listening to me go on. Like I say, I'm not going to be putting another video on for another video on. Getting a bit tongue twisted. Is it an age thing? Maybe, probably. Right, okay. Until I put the next one on, stay safe, look after yourselves. If you like this sort of thing, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.